In the Catholic calendar, every 25 years is designated as a Jubilee year, a special year dedicated to the forgiveness of sins, universal pardon, conversion, and the sacrament of reconciliation. Next year, 2025, is a Jubilee year. Pope Francis has themed this upcoming Jubilee as Pilgrims of Hope. In preparation for the Jubilee, Pope Francis declared 2024 as a year of prayer, calling all the Catholic faithful to participate in what he calls a symphony of prayer, to better dispose ourselves to receive the graces God has to offer in the coming year. The Jubilee officially kicks off on December 24th, 2024, when Pope Francis symbolically opens the holy door to St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. Here, at the Basilica of St. Michael the Archangel, we will anticipate the Jubilee celebration on Sunday, December 1st, with a special Advent message delivered by Father Eugene Path. His focus will be on the importance of prayer when he recalls a time in history when prayer was the only certainty anyone had.
I can remember one night being 12 hours in the air raid shelter. We went in at 6 in the evening and we came out at 6 in the morning. So the war was pretty close. Not merely that, but there would hardly be a family in our parish who had not got a son or a daughter who was in the military. I can remember people this particular woman, her son was captured in the first Battle of Tobruk. That's it's in Libya. And so that was 1941. She never knew whether he was still alive until after the war was over, because he was sent to a prison camp, sent to Germany, and they were used to work in forests, so they were constantly being moved, and the Red Cross couldn't keep up with him. So she didn't know whether she had very long hair, which was black in 1939, and by 1943 it was pure white.
So prayer was all many families had. But Father Path believes that same principle applies today, and it all comes down to need.
We have to recognize our need. If you've got money, you don't recognize your need. And the world is a wealthier place today than it has ever been, I think, in history. Economic need is a great way to stimulate people to pray. But what we have at the present moment is very temporary. It's only when you're comfortable that you don't notice that it's only temporary. We have to get away from being comfortable, and prayer is a very uncomfortable place to be in. Not simply because God's timing is different from ours, but because if you genuinely start to pray, the spotlight is focused upon your inner life, and you begin to be disconsolate about yourself. Now, the answer to that is not to give up, but the answer to that is the message of Advent, which is to repent, which is the constant message of Christianity. Day in, day out, many times during the day, to change not simply what you're doing, but the mentality that leads you to do that, which is much more difficult. And once we realize that, then we know that we have to get the help of God in order to change. In the past, the message was given as hellfire and brimstone, and that made people frightened, and so they prayed. But that's a very poor motive. It's a very poor motive to develop love, and that is the style of life, if you like, which the Christian must undertake. And so love has to be encouraged. It has to be brought out and built up and supported. Prayer can do all those things, but it begins with the change in yourself. I think that for those whose life is extremely comfortable, if they will listen, you have to tell them that their comfort is a drug, and that they're addicted to comfort as much as the alcoholic is addicted to alcohol. It will always require a change, a revolution inside, and that's the hard bit.
Father Path, now 93 years old, will conclude his message the following day, December 2nd, with a mission presentation. It will be available at 1 and 6 p.m. inside the Basilica of St. Michael the Archangel.